Another day, another dollar, as they say. And for me, that means that I have another gig today. So I've packed all of my sound equipment into the car, and I'm about to head out and do that. Today I'm flipping the Chab. It's just a... every once in a while I'll have a day where I'm like, I want to flip something chunky, and so I'll pull out either the Chab or the Balisong most likely, and those are kind of the two that definitely satisfy the chunky flipping urges. Because, I mean, look at this thing. Listen to that. That sound is insane, you know. It's definitely not the greatest flipper in the world, but at the same time, once you get used to it, it can become a very, very sexy, cool flipper. Because the thing is that I feel like there are definitely traditionally good knives when it comes to flipping. Like, there are ones out there that exist that are traditionally good. But personally, I think that any knife can be a good flipper if you just learn how to use it. That's why there's so many people out there who flip, you know, all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't consider a traditionally good knife, and yet they're like wicked with it. So I don't know. I think the idea of what makes a good and bad knife is kind of subjective, and I try to be as objective as possible in my reviews, and that's why the flipping portion I talk about specific tricks and what the knife is good at and stuff like that, and I talk about the build of the knife and what materials it's made of and how it feels and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the truth is that any knife can become a good flipper because it's not about the knife, it's about the person flipping it. If you are a good enough flipper and you have a knife that you're used to, well, you're going to be good at flipping that knife, and that's just how that works. So, I don't know, that's my 2 cents on flipping. Today our call time is, so in the film industry you have a call time, and the call time is what time you need to get to set, because that's basically when your day starts. Now, our call time earlier was supposed to be something like, oh god, it was probably going to be like 9 a.m., something like that. But the problem is that, like, as productions go later in the week, so say you start work on a Monday and you start at like 7 a.m., right? Throughout the week, you're only supposed to work 10-hour days normally. That's the ideal. But most productions work a lot longer than 10 hours. Some of them will work to 12 hours, and some of them will work up to 16-hour days. And 16-hour days are extremely brutal. The problem is that the union rules dictate that the out time, so if you work a 16-hour day from 7 a.m., the out time versus the next time that you're in has to be at least 12 hours. So basically you need 12 hours between when you wrap to your next call time. So that means that the call time, if it starts at 7 a.m. and then you go late on that day, well then the next call time is going to be later, probably 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., and then it's going to go later and later and later, and that's just... essentially, by the end of the week, you get a really late call time. And so today, the call time is 2 p.m., which is not a good sign, because that means that if it's a standard 10-hour day, we're going to be wrapping at around 12 a.m. minimum. And that sucks. So, yeah, that's what's known as a Fratterday, because it's a Friday right now, and it will be Saturday when we finish. So, happy Fratterday. Film industry. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I am really enjoying flipping this guy, because it's always a fun time. Like, it's definitely not the greatest, but for me, I just really have found myself enjoying it. So I've dropped it. That means it's the end of the video. Take care. Peace.